Well, today we're going to put these cross frames into the side frames. I've got all these blind mortises cut. Bryce is here today. He's going to help me do all this. We've got some layout work to do on these cross frames because there's a 1-inch hole that goes in for the 1/2-inch bolt that holds all this together. We've got some upright verticals. I'm going to use this old frame here as a pattern to lay out all these holes. And then along the top edge is where all the rollers go for this live apron. So Bryce is going to help me lay all this out, kind of do some of this pre-drilling and fitting, and then we've got a little bit of blacksmithing to do to take hex head bolts and turn them into square head bolts so everything is correct. So that's kind of the plan for today.
Same 7/16, I think.
Okay, so let's go our 1 1/8, and then let's just shoot for 4.5. So, nope, we're going to go back here. Then we'll have to measure from the end to find out where the location is. It's going to hug that corner really close.
About 7 1/8, I think.
So each of these holes along the top edge represents where a roller would have gone. And this is what the apron would roll on. Each of these holes is a 3/8 leg screw. So we need to transfer this spacing across to our new frame. They aren't symmetrical. So Bryce has got a good idea that we might just come from equal spaces from the end and then just divide out the middle and make them uniform. They aren't, but I like uniform.
other side, it goes in, kind of gives it a good start.
Well, most square nuts will have a flat bottom, and then on one side the corners will be kind of rounded off. And generally I put the flat side up against the surface. But you can see on this old nut inside on this anchor bolt that the round corners of that nut are up against the round surface of the wood. So I'll do the same when I put the new ones in. You might be wondering why I left these as a hex head bolt. Well, when Bryce had to quit, he was kind of bummed that he wasn't able to take and be part of turning these hex bolts into square bolts. So I'm going to leave them as hexes, and when he comes back, we'll just remove these one at a time, and I'll let him turn these into square-headed bolts. So this gives me about the same point of reference for the casting that's on the back axle, now that I have this bolt in place. So now that my frame is on the front axle, I want to get some measurements that are a little more exact. This is the left front side of the side frame. This is an upright that will go right here. So now the bolt for my first cross frame is right here. And if I measure from this bolt hole to the front bolt hole of the casting that goes to my front bolster, it looks like center to center I'm between 3 7/8 and 4 inch. So I had drawn a rough mark around this casting on my frame to kind of give me a little bit of an idea, but now if I measure from the center of this bolt to this hole, I'm a little close. I'm more like, 3 5/8. So I would like to move this frame forward and get this closer to the 3 7/8 to 4 inches. Just a little more there. Right in there close. This is going to give us just about enough room for my upright brace to sit right in here. That should make us pretty equal. So now my top hole on this casting, I can get that measurement. It's like 20 3/8. So the axle casting on the right side is different, but this tall spot here should be the same as on the left side. So if I come up to my 20 3/8, and back here, I should be able to adjust this axle so that it runs true and line these castings up. Right about there. So I kind of balanced my old framework on top of my new framework, and I just kind of gently put this broken tail end on top of it just to double check all my measurements, and I think we're pretty close. If you look at the imprint of the old on top of the new, I think we're pretty close. This is where the upright frameworks are going to be. Those bolts are lining up. And our back axle seems to be right underneath where it was on the original old sideboard. I purposely left my side frames 2 inches long. I made these at 9'7". I measured these at 9'5", and I'll trim those once I get back to putting the beater bar and all that metal assembly back on. So I have that to do a final fit. So before I finish bolting this up, I'm actually going to remove it from the front and back axle and just put a coat of paint on this framework so everything that contacts the metal is going to have a good coat on it. And once I get the floor, the apron, and all that stuff, it'll be pretty difficult to get that coated. So I think I'll do that first. I think it's kind of fun to see it come together. Appreciate you following along. Thanks for watching.